Oh, wait, what did, oh, okay. And then I'll share the screen and that will be exciting. We'll see what happens. Okay, I am going to attempt to find YouTube. Where are you? Oh, over here. Hey, okay, can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Could you
What?
can you make it bigger?
Yeah, I'll make it bigger. I'll make it
Good.
big. How's that?
That's better.
Oh boy, so exciting. Okay. And then the only thing now we need to find out is if you can actually hear her. So let me know if you can't whenever I press the play button here and we'll see what happens.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
You can
Turn it
hear?
up. Turn it up.
Turn her up. Okay, I will turn. Oh yeah, she's way down. Okay, let's hope that's not going to blast you out of.
My friends, and welcome to another week of the Boss Babe series, where we are focusing on being a trailblazer. If we haven't been acquainted yet, my name is Jamie Taylor. I'm a national sales director. I'm so excited to be coming over here to hang out with all of you sales directors and talk a little bit more about this concept. I know you've really been enjoying the series, and I'm excited to see where our conversation leads us today and to dive deeper into what this could really look like for you and what blazing new trails in your Mary Kay business could look and feel like. So, one thing I wanted to talk about.
Now, if I'm giving us the wrong one, because it says director training, would you like to watch the other one that's for consultants, or do you just want to watch director one and find out what she has to say there? Does not matter to me. I just realized I think there must be two boss babes and I had no idea. Anybody want to blaze a trail either way? Otherwise I can.
Is there a lot of difference?
I don't know, because it's like 16-second difference. So I don't know, but I can do that just in case it's more applicable to our lives here. Just 1 second. I really don't know if there's much difference. I might just have to log in. Oh, what did I do now? Okay, well, that's funny. So I didn't really realize that. So I guess I was supposed to be watching that and I haven't. So that's fun. Okay, let's see if this one is better. I sent it to myself. So, all right, let's give this one a try.
I don't know.
Oh, and how about I rewind her?
I don't know what it is. But
oh, all right. I'm going to get professional at this. That's my goal for the year.
Consultants today. So welcome to another episode of our Boss Babe series featuring trailblazers.
Okay, I'm trying to make this big. Come on. It does not like me. Oh, well, we're just going to be happy with what we have here.
Okay. We can hear her.
What's that?
We can still hear her.
Okay. I just thought I could make her play on TV. I don't know what's going on, but let's just work with this. So, okay, here she comes.
Now you can be a trailblazer in your Mary Kay business and in your life. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to be with you guys, and I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better. So if you don't know me, I already told you my name's Jamie, and I already told you I'm a national sales director. But a couple of fun facts. I am actually currently the youngest national sales director in North America, which is fun. That was a goal that I had a long time ago, and I ended up reaching that, which is really cool. But position available. If you are younger than me, would love to become a national, you do it, girl. I would love that for you. But for now, I am our youngest, okay? So that's a fun fact about me. I started my Mary Kay business as a 20-year-old in college. It was 2012, so it was 12 years ago. And yeah, I did not know that it was going to turn into all of this. After starting my business at the age of 20, I went on to love it through college. I actually earned my first Mary Kay card in college. I became a sales director the same week that I graduated and had finals my senior year of college. it was a busy week. I finished DIQ and then like went to a final exam and then graduated. So fun stuff. Earned my car during that time, got out of college and decided to embrace my Mary Kay business full time. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to get a big girl grown up job. And I decided to embrace my Mary Kay business full time. And the rest is history. So after that, I earned my first pink Cadillac at the age of 22. I earned my first top sales director trip at 23. And I went on over the course of those next 6 years from earning my first top trip to become a national. I became a national at 29 years old. And oh my goodness,
Wow.
what an incredible journey. And I want to share with you a little bit about the journey. And I want to share with you a little bit today about what it means to be a trailblazer in your Mary Kay business. Now, listen, if I put myself in your shoes as a beauty consultant and somebody said, be a trailblazer, I would be like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I know you can look to your sales director or to national sales directors on these videos that you're getting to listen to and to think, do I have anything in common with her? I don't know. I remember that feeling so well. But in hindsight, when I look back on my first year that I was a beauty consultant, there were so many really cool, great trailblazing things that I was doing that I didn't quite see it at the time, and I can see it now. And so I want to help give you some ideas of what this could look like for you to step into not just being a follower, though I'm sure you're an excellent follower of your leader. I mean, hey, you're participating in our Boss Babe series. You're showing up. I know that about you. I know that even though I might not know exactly who I'm talking to right now, I know that if you're watching this video and here we are at the beginning of the year, that you're somebody who has goals, you want to make changes, you're showing up, you're hungry to learn, and you're open to the possibility of more, right? I know that that must be true about you, right? So I was saying, I'm sure you are a great follower. I'm sure you are. But being a trailblazer looks like stepping out of just being a follower and stepping into being a creator, taking an active role in creating the future that you want with your Mary Kay business and how your Mary Kay business can support what you want for your future and dreams that you have. And really just, like I said, taking an active role in that and not just waiting for your leader or a trainer or somebody or the company to tell you what to do. We get to glean wisdom from those people, but the time comes, and for all of us, where it's time to take the baton and it's our turn to run. It's our turn to create. It's our turn to lead. And I want you to know, no matter how long you've been in your Mary Kay business, whether you just started, you're not too early. You're not too young. You're not too inexperienced. You can start leading here, right where you are. Or maybe you've been building your Mary Kay business for a long, long time. It's not too late. It's not too late. We're each on our own journey, right? And when we think about trailblazers and blazing a trail, it makes me think of the opposite of that, which would be a well-worn path, right? So let's explore the differences in the characteristics of a well-worn path and a trailblazer, or a blazed trail, I should say. So a well-worn path, that's going to be something that somebody has figured out for us, right? Maybe a well-worn path is coming to your mind, like a hiking trail that you love or whatever. Maybe it's something that, it has just been worn down through years and years and thousands of people taking that path so that it's worn for you. You can tell this is the way to go. Somebody else has figured it out. Or maybe it's even like a paved trail. But either way, in these scenarios, the obstacles have been figured out for us. Somebody has already done the navigating for us and they have decided this is the path of least resistance. This is how we're going to go. Hey, that's great. We need those, right? We love and appreciate those well-worn paths, both literally in the physical world, but also in our Mary Kay businesses. There are things that people have just gone before us. They've figured it out for us. This works. So we love that. Okay. We love that. But, there's this part of it that you just kind of follow where the path leads. You'll end up where it ends up. And it's all been kind of figured out for you. But when you're blazing a trail, Well, you're navigating the whole thing. You're overcoming obstacles as they're coming at you, and you're trying to decide, okay, am I going to keep moving forward? And how could I go over, under, or around this obstacle? What would be my best plan? And you take an active role in how this journey turns out, but also you're going to make decisions based on where you want to go. If you're blazing a trail, it's because you're trying to get somewhere. So where are you trying to get? And what is going to be the best way for you to get there? Because sometimes well-worn paths, while they are convenient, safe, and easy, are they going to take you to the destination that you want? So the question is, what do you want with your Mary Kay business? What kind of income are you wanting to generate? Where do you want to end up on the career path? What's your wildest Mary Kay dream? Dream as big as you can. Where are you trying to get? Because there are times where we follow the path of things that have been taught to us. And there are times where it's time to lead and go create what we need to create. Okay. So I know this is all kind of abstract. So let me bring it back down to my Mary Kay business. So I told you guys I started in college, and honestly, starting my Mary Kay business was one of the first times I blazed a trail in my Mary Kay business. I don't know if you can relate, but it took an insane amount of courage for me to just say yes to Mary Kay and to order my starter kit. Can anybody relate? That in and of itself was the first time that I was kind of veering off of the regular path of, here I was 20 years old and in college. Of course, I went on to get my degree, but I was on this path. I was looking for part-time jobs. I was looking for, just the regular things that college students do to make extra money. When Mary Kay came along, this was the first time that I was like, oh, this is a little outside of the box, and it scares me. I'm uncomfortable thinking about putting myself out there, opening myself up to rejection, being embarrassed perhaps. Saying yes to Mary Kay was the first time I started. It wasn't just that I started my business, I started my trail. And I took a step onto this journey that I didn't exactly know how it was going to turn out. And I knew there'd probably be some obstacles and it might be a little bumpy here or there, but what if it turned out better than I could even imagine? Can anybody relate? I am here to tell you, as your Mary Kay big sister, who's maybe further down her journey than you, it gets really good. So be sure to keep traveling down that path. So congratulations to you for starting your Mary Kay business. But not long after I started my business, I told you I was in college. And a fun fact about my college was it was a Christian university. So we didn't have Greek life. There was not like a party culture or anything like that. And I loved my school experience. But I was booking and really trying to build my business and get in front of people. And I was doing faces and stuff like that. And booking always felt challenging to me. And I look back, I'm really proud of myself for just doing it anyways, because it always scared me to talk to girls on campus and ask them to be a face model. And it was hard for me, but I did it. And I look back and I'm really proud. But a time when I blazed a trail, and this is a small example, but it showed you the way I was thinking. I thought to myself, if somebody were to try to book me, would I say yes to this? Like, these scripts that we get, scripts are great. They're a great place to start. But this was a time where, yes, I was following well. I was a good student of Mary Kay. I would take in the information, but this was a time based on, I was the youngest person in my unit. I was the only college student in my unit. And this was a time that I kind of veered off and blazed a trail and thought, okay, I know all these concepts based on what I'm learning from my Mary Kay mentors, but is there a tweak I could make that would help me to get more yeses? What could help me get more yeses? Because maybe this script in theory works, but will it work really well for my demographic and for the women that I'm trying to book? And so this was a question I asked myself. Well, would I say yes to this? Would I book with me? Right? Have you ever asked yourself that? Would I book with me? Go pull up the last few booking messages that you sent, or reflect on the last time you did try to book somebody on the phone, in person, or through messaging them. Go back and read it. Would you be really honest with yourself? Would you be like, yeah, that sounds amazing? If the answer is, I don't know that I would book, but I'm sending out my messages. Okay, this is time where you can potentially blaze a trail and go into that creative mode. So I thought to myself, what would I absolutely say yes to 100%. I would say yes. I just told you a little bit about my college's culture. And I thought, wouldn't it be so great to have a space where we would have an excuse to get dressed up? Because we didn't really have that with our lack of parties and our lack of Greek life. And so I was like, man, if I could come up with some kind of really fun mixer, social gathering, a fun event that I hadn't seen modeled for me anywhere else. I just, bookings and parties and facials. But I was like, could I come up with an event that somebody would say yes to? If I were to ask them, they'd be like, that sounds fun. And so I created a little black dress event. And I invited girls. It gave me so much confidence to literally say to them in class, hey, I'm having this event Friday night. Will you please come? And it gave me confidence to ask them like that. And they said, oh, that sounds like so much fun. I mean, I made little invite flyers. I had a whole theme, everybody. So I was meeting a need. The girls on my campus, they were like, a reason to like get dressed up and like wear a cocktail dress. I'm in. We didn't have things like that. And so I created it. I created something that didn't exist on our campus. And I created something that my Mary Kay sisters weren't necessarily doing. They didn't have to do it, but I did it. And I had a huge event, huge, like dozens of girls come out. I sold a bunch. I added new team members. It was outside of my comfort zone. And I felt in over my head when they were all coming into that event in their little black dresses. And here I was, barely a red jacket, pulling off this event. I felt out of my scope. But I look back, I'm so proud of myself that I had the guts to try something new and to say, would I say yes to this? And the answer was yeah. If somebody tried to book me for this, I would go. And so it intimidated me and it felt too big for me, but I did it anyways. And it wasn't perfect. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure I messed things up, but that's where my head was at. When was the last time that you put yourself out there? Maybe put yourself in a place that you're like, I'm so ready for this. That's what blazing a trail feels like sometimes, but it can take you to where you want to go. I want to share another one with you. I told you I joined in 2012 and I was 20 years old. I just so happened to join Mary Kay at a time in our world's history and also my age. It was this perfect intersection of the very beginning of social media. So like the year that I joined Mary Kay, I had just got my first smartphone. I had downloaded the Instagram app. I had Instagram well before Mary Kay Cosmetics had their own Instagram account. Very few people were on the app when I got it. And so when I started Mary Kay, it was also the time that social media was blooming in the way it was. And for the first time ever, it was in the palm of our hands all the time. Because up to that point, I would only check my social media platforms like on my laptop. Or when I got home from school, right? Or home from classes. But I was like 6 months into having a smartphone, first time ever. We were so much more connected than we had ever been. And this was when I started my Mary Kay business. And I started to experiment showing up in my Mary Kay business on social media, on Instagram. I was trying all kinds of things and sharing authentically my Mary Kay journey. And if you ever want to pull up my Instagram and scroll back 12 years, by all means, go for it. And you can see where I was just trying. I was just showing up. And nobody was modeling it for me, you guys. Nobody was modeling it for me. I did not have a single Mary Kay person to follow on Instagram. I was the Mary Kay girl. And I tried things. And it was awkward. And I got things, and and then the social media guidelines came out years later and I adjusted. And it's so funny because in a way, I was a trailblazer when it came to using our Mary Kay business with social media. And what's so cool is that now there's so many of you out there, you're better at it than me. You are better than me, okay? But I had the guts to get started 12 years ago when I didn't have anybody to copy, right? What is it for you? What is it for you? What's the little thing inside of you that you're like, I feel like I could do this, but like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who to copy. You should try it. I don't know what it is, but that was an example for me. Another one was I was a sales director, and my husband and I decided to move to Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, and I was moving away from the city and state where I built my entire Mary Kay business, my offspring sales directors, and I was moving to a whole new land. Okay, with 0 team members, 0 leads. Okay, and you want to talk about intimidated? You want to talk about uncomfortable? Yeah. Even with the pink car, even with offspring back home and a big old team back home, to start over like that. This was a time that I implemented the concepts of a well-worn path, knowing what works for lead generating, booking, sharing, networking. but also the aspect of trailblazing and just starting again, starting fresh, starting new with no leads, with nothing except for the concepts that I had learned from those well-worn paths. And that was the time that I just embraced the activity that wasn't comfortable for me. The amount of warm chatting I had to do. It's not my favorite way to lead generate, but when you don't know a single person in town, you start to do it. And to watch something grow from nothing to a couple of leads, to a couple of bookings, to a small customer base, to a team member, to more customers, to more team members, to offspring sales directors, to a national area. It started with some guts. It started with some courage to implement what I had learned and to embrace being a beginner again. Okay. And so what I want you to know is when it comes to being a trailblazer, as a beauty consultant, as a leader that you're stepping into, if no courage is involved, I don't think you're doing it right. Okay. I want you to know if you're ever feeling in your Mary Kay business a little uncomfortable, okay, you're feeling a little squeezed, you're feeling like, I don't want to do this is scaring me. I want you to know that whatever those things are, you're doing something right. Because I could go back and look at all the events or the vendor shows or the warm chatting, the restaurant appreciations, the asking for referrals, the you name it, the things I did that felt uncomfortable. Well, what propelled me, my friends? What made me sit in that discomfort of doing things that I didn't love doing, that didn't feel like they came very naturally? Well, it's back to what I was saying. When you're blazing a trail, you got to know where you're going. Okay. And that is what propelled me as a beauty consultant, as a sales director, and now as a national sales director. What's your true north? Where are you trying to go? And I focused and I marinated on where do I want to go. And that gave me the courage to just take the next step, to overcome the obstacle in front of me, to work on what was next, because I knew where I was going. My friends, if I didn't know where I was going, why would my feet have ever moved? Why would I have ever gotten comfortable? Uncomfortable, I mean. Why would I have? If I didn't have a dream big enough, why would I? So my question to you is, do you have a dream big enough to propel you into trailblazing? Because if not, you might want to take the notes that you took from today and push them off to the side for just a second. You're going to need to know where you're going. And hey, it's not set in stone. The path might change and wind as you go. But what's your next best step? And what's something you could do right now that would be new, that would take some courage, that would make you uncomfortable, but you know, based on the wisdom and the training that you've received up to this point, it would probably be good for you if you embrace it. That's what I want to empower you to do today. So it's time for us to get into our discussion time. Thank you so much for your time. I am so proud of you for showing up to these. And I'm just praying over all of you. The 2025 is your trailblazing year in your Mary Kay business, in your life, in your finances, in just whatever God has on your heart, a place in your life where you want to grow and go to the next level. It will take traveling to the next level. It will take getting on your way and getting on the right path. And sometimes, my friends, you got to make that path yourself. So I'm cheering you on. I love you guys, and I will see you at seminar. Bye, guys.
All right. Oh, she's so good. I'm running out of paper. Anything you want to share that stuck out to you from what she was sharing with us?
You have to make it happen yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, do your own thing. Don't, don't be afraid to step outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yes.
I just kept thinking about you, Leah, about how you're a trailblazer in the sense that like you don't do that much in person, but you're so successful. I mean, you're a sales director now, and at least by the time you had become one, I don't know if that's different now, but I don't think you had ever even had like an in-person party other than with your mom. And it's just so cool to be a part of a team where you're so successful in something different, right? Where you've been so successful online and on social media. And I just kept you kept coming to my brain the whole time she was talking because I feel like you're a trailblazer in that area.
Oh, well, thank you. I kind of felt like that was the only way to do it whenever I started. So you kind of get forced into that mold, which is we're going to go virtual, I guess. So, but then the scary part would be for me now switching over to do something different, which would be definitely a change. But sometimes if it's not broke, don't fix it. So at this moment, I'm just continuing what I'm doing, but I also want to learn how to do the other way so that I can also help consultants that want to do in person as well. So, but thank you. That means a lot, William.
Absolutely. It's also because like I haven't been working my business very hard recently because I've just been overwhelmed in my personal life. Um, but knowing that like you're a mom, you have two kids, like you're doing all these things with that. Um, and I last summer I tried really hard. I messaged, I have a list, I don't know, hundreds of people asking to do parties in different ways because Melanie at the time was coaching me.
Oh
And
yeah.
I tried different things and I wrote it all down because the track number grows and it can be very discouraging because you ask literally hundreds and get three yeses. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have a party and I'll get no orders or one order or and so it really does take being resilient in this business because you're going to get a lot of no's and you have to
Mm-hmm.
remember why you're doing it like she said and that and not take it personally because it's not that they don't like you as a person, they just don't want Mary Kay right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's so hard to remember that because it's so easy to take it personally for me, especially being a people pleaser, which I don't want to be, but it is hard for me not to be sometimes. And then when you do have them say no, or you've had them as a customer for 4 years and all of a sudden they're not interested anymore, yeah. But then you just have to remember it's not you, it's the product or the finances or whatever it is, and just keep on going. And I try to take the emotion out of it because then I'm just okay. All right, let's go on to the next. Okay, who's the next one? Because people are going to disappoint you always because we're not perfect, and so you just have to keep remembering. Okay, well, there's another person that needs this opportunity, so I want to share that. So not to give up, but it's yeah, it's a process. And I like how she said it's a windy road because it's not always, you're not always at the peak. So, but thank you for continuing to join me even when it is hard because I have hard moments too, believe it or not. So,
Oh, yes, and they do come because, I've, recently have had a harder time with parties, where I generally had no issue with booking parties and having parties. And like lately, I feel like there's like a wall in front of me. So, I mean, and it's hard to not get discouraged. Um, it's very hard. I like probably tell Leah twice a week, you know, how discouraged I am and, just how frustrating it is, that it seems like your life gets in the way and then all of a sudden it's the end of another week and you've had no parties and nobody's interested and, you're trying everything and you just have to realize that it's just, it's just the time and it's that whole resilience thing too. And you just have to, refocus and start over a new week. So, it happens to everybody. So you just have to, my past couple of weeks have not been good weeks. So you just have to, again, you just have to refocus and look back and see what worked before and try again.
mm-hmm. Yeah, or try something new that you haven't tried before and then
Yeah.
see what you think about that. Well, that's good. Awesome. Well, I realize I'm kind of getting us over time here, but thought it was really good discussion and I really enjoyed the trailblazing, really good advice. So I'll make sure to put her video down below in case you want to catch some, or not below, but like I'll put it in our group in case you want to catch some more of her nuggets again. But yeah, she's a lot of fun to listen to. I appreciate her knowledge and going for it. So, oh, and in case you missed it or hadn't seen, we're going to be live on Thursday nights in Facebook in the Beautiful Escape instead of on Zoom, in an attempt to hopefully catch more people that way. And hopefully there won't be the excuse that, oh, my Zoom doesn't work. Well, guess what? We're not Zooming. So yeah. So hopefully it works. And then, yeah, then they'll just comment. It'll be a little bit different because obviously people aren't going to be talking necessarily, but I think they can type in the comments, and hopefully we'll have, yeah, I just think it'll be good. So, and then bingo night is the 13th. I think that'll be super fun, and you can win too. And Cindy literally has pulled out all her prizes from her closet, like beautiful prizes. I haven't even seen all of them yet, so I'm excited to see what she gives away. So make sure to invite your people, and I think we'll have a lot of fun. So what's that?
I think so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. All right, well, I will let you go, but so good to see you guys this week, and thanks for joining me, and I hope you have a good evening.
Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Let's
Have a
go
good night.
blaze some trails. All right.
Bye, guys.
Tally ho. All right, bye.